Today, Comics FM brings to you Godzilla vs Thor, where the king of monsters goes on a head-on combat with Thor and absorbs the Godkiller power of Gorr. Smash that subscribe button and let's dive in. In Japan, within a forgotten forest and nameless valley, the arch-priestess of the hand addressed a group of captives. She spoke of ancient gods and the coming of the beast who defiled their creations. The citadel honored the beast through murder, the ultimate art form. The Hand's ninja had long celebrated this gift, but the clan was incomplete, lacking a leader, a fist. The archpriestess revealed she had once believed Frank Castle to be the beast's chosen one, but he failed her. Now, she sought another. Before her stood the world's greatest convicted killers, freed from prisons worldwide. She told them they were gathered to help bring forth the beast's true fist. When one prisoner asked who they were supposed to kill, she mocked them, calling them unworthy of such glory. None of them, she said, could compare to the beast's magnificence. She didn't need them to kill, she needed them to die. As the killers screamed and were slaughtered, their blood flooded the chamber. The archpriestess watched, realizing at last who the true fist of the beast was. Not a man, but a monster. The blood-soaked chamber became a pool of sacrifice, and she chanted for the beast to rise again, reborn in rage. The red waters churned violently as the massive form of Godzilla began to awaken, king of the monsters, king of all killers. Days later in Tokyo, terrified crowds ran as Godzilla rose once more, unleashing his atomic breath across the city. The archpriestess explained that the world believed Godzilla dead after Yokohama, his body obliterated but his heart still beating with fury, the rage of wars and slaughter. She declared his rebirth as divine vengeance, watching as he rampaged through the city. Awestruck, she smiled and asked her followers, "Have you ever seen anything so beautiful?" Lightning tore through the sky as Thor descended, Mjolnir in hand. The clouds roared with thunder as he struck down toward Godzilla beneath him. From Asgard, the god of thunder had heard the cries of mortals, answering their plea against the terror-ravaging Tokyo. Godzilla's roar shook the city as Thor collided with it, recognizing the monster as a dragon with cold, lifeless eyes and a burning radioactive breath. Godzilla's atomic blast ripped through buildings, and Thor met it with lightning, refusing to reason with such a beast. Calling on the storms of Midgard, Thor summoned a vortex of thunder, lifting Godzilla skyward. He declared that the creature fancied itself a god, but would now battle among gods in the heavens. Their clash tore through the clouds, scorching the skies above Tokyo as lightning and atomic fire turned the air into a storm of destruction. Across Earth, thunder and roars echoed for hours, shaking continents. From below, the Hand's archpriestess urged her followers to pray that a god would die that day. Thor unleashed strike after strike, believing Mjolnir's blows would finally bring the monster down. But Godzilla endured, roaring and blasting back with even greater power. The archpriestess exulted that he was stronger than ever, empowered by the beast's fury. Thor vowed to end it, summoning Frost from Jotunheim to freeze his foe. He commanded Mjolnir to open a portal and hurled a storm of ice upon Godzilla, freezing the beast solid mid-roar. Weeks later, Godzilla's frozen form towered over the ruins of Tokyo, guarded by Japan's self-defense forces. Scientists debated studying him, while Thor offered to hurl him into the sun. Nearby, the archpriestess approached the guarded zone. When soldiers demanded she leave, her ninja struck swiftly, killing them all. She smiled and said she came only to pray. Before the frozen form of Godzilla, the archpriestess of the Hand called his defeat blasphemy. She vowed vengeance against Thor, the so-called meddler and god who had dared to stand against her master. She studied Thor's history, recounting his battles with legendary foes, Jormungand, Malekith, Thanos, Tyrannos, and Mangog, declaring him the greatest of gods. Yet, she spoke of one enemy who had once wounded Thor in a way no other could, Gorr the God Butcher. Her ninja retrieved from the collector's vaults the last sliver of All-Black the Necrosword, the weapon once wielded by Gorr. As the blade pulsed with dark power, she raised it to the frozen titan, saying, "The blade of Gorr the God Butcher chooses you." Meanwhile, Thor traveled through the cosmos toward Asgard, reflecting on his triumphs. Yet he sensed something wrong. Heimdall did not answer his call at the Bifrost. Reaching Asgard, Thor found Sif mortally wounded and floating in space. She whispered that the attack came without warning and begged him to avenge them. Before Thor could question who had done this, a deafening roar echoed through the void. The cry of the beast, reborn. Thor returned to find Godzilla transformed, infused with the power of the Necrosword, now known as Godzilla the God Butcher. Their battle erupted across realms, tearing through dimensions and scorching the world tree itself. As the gods of Asgard perished, Thor fought alone, summoning all storms to his call. Godzilla unleashed his necrobreath, destroying worlds. And as it burned through the heavens, Thor thought he saw the monster smile. From afar, the archpriestess rejoiced, calling Godzilla the bringer of Ragnarok. But Thor refused defeat. He summoned every storm in existence, from across creation, every cyclone and solar wind, all converging into him for one final strike. A cataclysmic storm raged across the cosmos, a hurricane the size of a galaxy, the all-storm born from Thor's fury. Lightning and atomic fury collided as Godzilla unleashed his necrobreath into the maelstrom. Even as the storm threatened to tear the universe apart, Godzilla still stood. Thor, battered but unyielding, screamed for the beast to fall, swearing by the blood of the gods to end him. Godzilla charged through the storm, his body crackling with both lightning and black fire. Thor summoned Mjolnir, channeling all the power of the superstorm through himself, even if it cost his life. He thanked Mjolnir for standing with him one last time and hurled himself directly into Godzilla's necrobreath, shouting, "See you in hell!" The explosion consumed them both. Across galaxies, the archpriestess felt the shock of their clash. Without a word, she left the Citadel of the Hand and vanished into the forest. In Valhalla, fallen gods celebrated, but for others, rest was fleeting. On the shores of Jol in Hell, Thor arose once more. Hearing the familiar roar, he lifted Mjolnir, acknowledging the beast, and answered its call. The two faced each other in the land of the dead, as Thor charged again, shouting, "For Asgard!" Their eternal battle continued, raging each dawn in hell, unmatched and unending. Death was not the end. Every Ragnarok became a new beginning. The shattered cosmos echoed with the remnants of their clash. Worlds torn apart, stars reignited, and the broken Mjolnir flying endlessly through space. It was said that gods would be reborn through the ages, and monsters like Godzilla would never die. Mjolnir and Godzilla's colossal form drifted among fragments of creation, showing that their struggle would endure beyond time and death. That marks the end of the Godzilla vs Marvel arc, My Monsters. Up next, we will bring the new series, Godzilla Destroys the Marvel Universe, in our Godzilla and Marvel playlist. Till then, stay tuned and spread the word about our channel, and keep buying comic books.